afternoon, everyone from Los Angeles. It's Alyssa Corum and Ken Shreve here with a look at the stock market today. And on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at the charts of Vertex, Dexcom, and Adobe. But we begin with a look at the major indexes. Now, we saw a burst of buying into the close here, Ken. I think about 15 minutes left to go. The NASDAQ was up just about 3.7%. We saw it almost get to a gain of about 6%, ultimately ended up closing the day up about 5.6%, while the S&P 500 tacked on a strong gain of 6.2%, and the Dow up 6.4%, adding to the strong gains that we saw in Wednesday's session.
Yeah, it was a lot of buying late in the session for sure. We're currently on the fourth day of a rally attempt for the NASDAQ, day 3 for the S&P 500. Volume had been tracking about 10 to 15% lower on both exchanges compared to the volume we saw yesterday. So we'll definitely have to hear what Scott Latonin has to say in today's big picture column that's going to be posted at investors.com, typically between 2:30 p.m. Pacific time and 3 p.m. Pacific time. So it's definitely encouraging the fact that the $2 billion or $2 trillion plus stimulus package finally made its way through the Senate. The House is expected to vote on it on Friday, so hopefully there won't be any surprises. But clearly, optimism in the stock market here that this massive stimulus package is going to be able to provide much needed support for the economy.
Yeah, optimism indeed. And like you said, very key to check out today's big picture column. So definitely make sure you do that after you watch this video. And now let's take a look at a couple of individual names on our watch list, starting off with Vertex Pharmaceuticals, which gained about 6.9% or so today, Ken. It's been able to hold above its 200-day line. I mean, the price swings have been looking a little bit wild, but again, the stock has been holding up much better than most.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, the 3 stocks that I wanted to talk about today are all showing similar action around their 200-day moving average. And you can see over the past couple of weeks or so, Vertex has been finding support at its 200-day line, which is a longer-term support level. But when you see signs of strength in the market and you're asking the question, has the stock market hit a bottom? Are we actually ready to start a new uptrend? You really want the market to be serving up a lot of actionable charts. In other words, charts that look like they're on the verge of breaking out to new highs. And the one issue we have right now with the market is that there's been so much technical damage done since late February. We had this vertical violation type price action in the NASDAQ that resulted in very sharp pullbacks for a lot of stocks. And so a name like Vertex here is just now starting to find a bottom, and we'll see if it can work its way higher, but we still need a lot of base building going on in the market. We need to see more of that, and then that's when your great buy opportunities are going to come along.
Yeah, that's so true. And we've been talking about all of these strategies for what to do instead in more detail in IBD Live. So that's definitely the place to check out all of those more in-depth strategies there. But moving on, let's take a look at the chart of Adobe in the cloud software space. Like you said, also trying to hold that 200-day.
Yeah, this one's been quite volatile as well with the market, but we would definitely look at Adobe as what we call an institutional quality stock. It's got tremendous support from a lot of top-rated fund managers. It's got a great fundamental story, even with being a large cap stock like it is. It's still growing at a 20-25% annual rate. So again, just another stock that needs to start working its way higher. It's made a case for a bottom here. It's basically still in the bottom of a potential base. So we'll see if it can eventually cross back above its 50-day moving average, take out the 350 level, and then we've got the right side of a base forming, and then maybe we get a breakout. But this is that seems to be could be a long way off.
Yeah, it could be a long way off, but it does remain on our watch list, as does Dexcom, one of the diabetes plays that we've been keeping tabs on, trying to retake its 50-day line, maybe hitting a little bit of resistance there, which actually coincides with that 250 price level.
Yeah, this is a stock again that's got very strong institutional support. It's been one of the stocks that's held up the best. Again, you can see a nice little bounce off the 200-day line here, and Dexcom has really established itself as one of the diabetes leaders. They make continuous glucose monitoring systems. They've got another product that they're set to launch this year. It's called the G7. It's thinner, it's cheaper, and it's actually disposable, but the company developed the system with Verily, which used to be part of Alphabet, known as Google Life Sciences. So this is a new product in the works for Dexcom, but just great earnings, great sales, strong growth prospects. This is another one to watch. It still has the potential to be a market leader, I think.
Well, there you have it. Those are three stocks to keep on your watch list. And again, reiterating that it's definitely an important day to go check out that big picture article for the latest analysis on the market's direction. And the discussion, of course, will continue tomorrow morning on IBD Live.
Absolutely, positively on IBD Live in the morning. We go on the air at just 10 minutes before the market open each day, and we'll be discussing, the price action today, what it means in terms of answering the question if the market has truly hit a bottom here. But just like to remind people that you really want to make sure the market is serving up new buys on a silver platter. Sometimes that is the case. Right now, it's still, actionable buys are in short supply as a result of the sharp pullback that we've seen. But, names we talked about today, Dexcom, Vertex, and Adobe have great potential. They just need a little more work.
Yes, that's right. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow to cap off the week.